showcasing its capabilities in mitigating risk, streamlining HR processes, and ultimately empowering organizations to navigate complexities with confidence and agility. From compliance concerns to workforce management, our comprehensive suite of tools is tailored to meet the diverse needs of the modern business. Throughout this webinar, you'll gain valuable insights into how the Liberty Solution Centers works, and it seamlessly integrates constantly updating content with practical solutions, offering a unified approach to risk management and HR support. If you are a current Liberty Insurance Agency customer, welcome and thank you for your business. If you are a prospect, we hope you find this presentation valuable and you contact us to learn more about our holistic approach to insurance, employee benefits, and risk management. With that, I'm going to introduce you to Kathy Pastorius, our quality risk coordinator, who's going to run you through the webinar. If you do have questions or comments, I think the chat feature is going to be monitored and the best way to ask those questions, and we can handle those throughout the presentation or at the end. And with that, Kathy, please take it away.
Great. Thank you, Kevin. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kathy Pastorius with Liberty Insurance Agency, and I'm here today to walk you through our Liberty Solutions Center. Just to give you an idea of how the webinar is going to work today, these are a couple areas of the site that we're going to take a look at. First, we're going to touch on the content library, take a look at a great HR hotline that is available to you to use. We're going to take a look at the learning management system, and this is where you can assign training videos to your employees. And we're going to talk about an employee handbook, so how you can create a handbook and store that within this portal. Talk a little bit about some HR and compliance apps. There's also an OSHA tracking portion of the site that's available. And then, like Kevin mentioned, we're going to go over some Q&A at the end. So let's go ahead and jump into the portal. So once you log into your site, and as a reminder, the URL address is always going to be portal.xywave.com. And once you log in, you're always going to land here on your home page. And on your home page, let me get to it first. You're going to see a couple areas. This first area is called your inbox. And within the inbox contains a lot of legislative and compliance pieces. And you'll notice here too that this piece here was just posted on February 19th. So the company that runs this site is called XyWave, and they have several content writers. And these content writers are also, some of them are attorneys as well, and they're creating content on a daily basis. So anytime something comes up that's really important, a new law, anything like that, this portal is most likely going to have a piece created within a day or so. So they really stay on top of all their topics. So you can see, like I mentioned, these were just posted here a couple days ago. If it's something of interest to you and you'd like to take a look at it, hit view alert, and you'll go ahead and you'll be able to see the piece and read it, print it, do whatever it is that you would like to do with the piece that you download. The next area over here are your apps, and there's some apps over here, the HR apps and compliance apps. We're going to touch upon those here in just a minute. But the site also likes to feature an app once a month. And you can see here that they are featuring the ACA reporting app this month. So it will tell you a little bit about that app, and you can always go ahead and launch it. And then also any recently used apps. So apps that you go into frequently are going to be listed here on the site on your homepage, just another easier way of getting into those apps. As we scroll down here, you're going to see a smart content area. So this area up here, this content library, we're going to be jumping into that as well. But a lot of this content lies within this content library. But you have the option to go ahead and change some of your settings so that the smart content is going to populate with content that is relevant to what you're looking for. So for example, when you first log into your portal, you want to go down to the settings tab. When I hit the setting tabs, I have different topics that I can choose from. So you can see here, I chose employee benefits, human resources, risk management as my topics of interest. Locations, I'm mostly interested in Pennsylvania, but you can add additional states if you would like. And then industries, I chose construction, education, and manufacturing. You can also subscribe or unsubscribe to receive a weekly email that will have some content, the content pieces in that email. So if you'd like to receive that weekly, just click subscribe and then you'll hit save. So when I go back to my home page and I look at that smart content area, and I'm going to hit human resources. So the site is pulling content pieces that it feels would be important for me to see based on my settings. So I can just scroll through this content If there's something that I like that I want to go ahead and read, you can just click on it. Then it will be available in either a PDF or a Word format. If I switch over here to risk management, so that's going to be more of my, the property casualty side, safety information. I'm going to choose my manufacturing industry. And then you can see here are some pieces that it feels would be of interest to me. And once again, I can click on them and read them. So down here are just some additional fields for content. So if I drop this arrow on this content library, you're going to see some of these same fields are also down here. So just two different ways of getting into this content library. So if I was to go up here and let's say I'm looking for information regarding human resources, if I click HR, it's going to bring up some content here for me. And I can search through this content by these drop downs up here. If I'm looking for possibly an article, or maybe I'm looking for a PowerPoint presentation, or I'm looking for a poster, you can filter the type of content that you're looking for here. You can filter by topic over here as well. And then you notice there's even additional topics over here. You can always click on one of these drop downs to see more information. The best way that I like to use a content library is by going right up here in this search bar. This is where I like to come in and type in what I'm looking for. It works almost just like a Google search bar. So let's say I'm an employer and I'm introducing a health savings account to my employees for the first time. So I would come in here and type in HSA. And then you can see here, it is going to pull a bunch of content regarding health savings accounts. So there's information here that I could download and hand out to my employees. There's also information here that might be of interest to me as an employer. And there's one filter field that I do like, and it's if you click more filters, it's this one. So this, and if I click this, it's going to filter all this information based on company employer information. So I'm an employer. This is information that would be important to me. If I click this filter, this is going to be information that can be provided to employees. So it's kind of a nice way to filter all the information that you see between what would I need to know as an employer and what is great to give to my employees. So if you find a piece that you like, let's say this HSA employee guide, you can hit view and it's going to allow you to view the piece closer up and you can kind of scroll through to see what the content's going to be. If you like it, then you would go ahead and you'd hit download. Usually gives you an option to either download in Word or PDF. I like to download in Word because then I can make changes to it. I can add my company logo. You can do anything that you want with it when it's in that Word document. And then you just hit download and of course it's going to appear in Word. So let's go back here. And then, like I said, it's just scrolling through. There's also some videos that you can go ahead and forward on to employees, and they'd just be basic videos. And you can see just tons of content information. We have at least 6 pages. So another example I'm going to do up here is let's say you're looking for some driver safety information. Maybe you have some drivers and you want to provide them with some information on safety. So you can see here, there's some driver safety policies that I can use. There's a safety checklist. Maybe you give this checklist to your drivers prior to them going out, and they can go ahead and make sure that everything that they're following everything that they should be in regards to safety. There's pieces here. These safety matter pieces are really nice. There's a bunch of them in here. And I actually worked with a client that handed these out weekly to their drivers, just to remind them about different topics in regards to driver safety. So this is the way that I like to use the content library. There's a lot of information in here. Like you said, policy, safety manuals, additions to handbooks, articles for employees to read, videos, posters. So whatever you're looking for, check out this content library. The next spot I would like to go here on the portal is this HR hotline. So for my HR folks out there, if you ever have a question and you would like somebody else's opinion on it, you can contact this HR hotline. And the HR hotline is run by several HR professionals that have years of experience. And if you would like to contact the HR hotline, if you just hover over this little I, you'll see here there's a phone number that you can call. And then also right here, it's an email address. So if you have an HR question and you're looking for some advice, you can go ahead and reach out to this HR hotline. It is free. There is no cost. So this is, an option that we like to provide to you. in case you have some of those HR questions. The next area I'd like to jump into is the learning management system. Now, I almost kind of consider this as a separate portal. So once you click on the learning management system, this is where you can go ahead and provide your employees with access to this portal and offer important training videos. So when you first come into the learning management system, the place I recommend that you go to is the course catalog. So if I click on the course catalog, this is going to show me all the courses that are available. And if you go here, you can filter by different categories. And you can also click here to search if you know the title of course you might be looking for. I'm going to drop down here and just go into general workplace safety. So you can see there's several videos here. I think we have about 3 pages of videos. If you see of one of interest to you, you can look here. Each one's always going to give the duration, so how long the video is. It gives a brief overview, so it's going to tell you a little bit about what the video entails. And then you can hit preview course. What it's going to do is it's going to bring up the course for you, and you can go ahead and watch it. So if I click here, I'm not going to actually start the course, but you would just hit high-speed broadband, and you can watch the video. And the next step after you see some of the courses that are available and you really think that this is going to work for you is setting up your employees. And you do that by going into the employee management. You would upload your employees via an Excel document, very simple. And then you would send out an invite to employees. The employees would get the invite through their email. They would create a username and a password, and then they'd be able to access the site. Once you assign them any training, they would get another email telling them that a course has been assigned to them. They would click on that link, log into the portal, and then they would go ahead and take the training course. And if this LMS is something that you're interested in using, please reach out to the account manager or also myself here at Liberty, and we'd be more than happy to walk you through and provide additional, more in-depth training on how to utilize the LMS. Also, you can set up your employees as groups. So if you have certain employees in different groups that are going to be all receiving the same training, you can assign training in a group setting as well. There's reports that you can always run here in the LMS that will tell you the status of everybody's training. So if an employee completed training, if they're in progress, if they finished their training, and they also will receive certificates of completion that you can also download on the administrative side as well. There's also the ability to upload custom videos. So if you use certain videos already at your organization and you want to combine it in with some videos here and utilize the LMS as your main go-to for training, we can definitely take a look at those courses that you currently use and turn them into a certain type of file format and upload those into the LMS. So that way all your training videos would be in one location. So the site is very user-friendly. It looks like a lot here with all the drop downs on the side, but it is very easy to use. And like I mentioned, we would be happy to assist you with the LMS and provide some additional one-on-one training. So the next area that I would like to jump into is this handbook. So when I click on the handbook, this site provides you with the ability to build a handbook from scratch. Unfortunately, you cannot upload a current handbook. You would have to build it new from here. And it walks you through it almost like a wizard. So you would just hit build new handbook right here, and it's going to walk you through each step of the handbook. You have the ability to add your company logo, change colors, put header and footers on each page, and it's going to walk you through all the policies that you would want to have included in the handbook. You would then make edits to the policies, make changes, and then at the end, you're going to have a really nice handbook. And I actually have a sample of what that company handbook would look like. I'm going to move it over here. Give me 1 second here. Let me get back to it. Dragging that over. 1 second here. There we go. And now you can see this is what the company handbook's going to look at the end. So there's an option to add different colors in the background. You could add your company logo here. And this is everything that it's going to walk you through. So it's going to walk you through each one of these policies. And this is where you could go in when you're going through that wizard and make any changes. And as you can see, you end up with, I believe there's like 100 pages at the end. And then what's nice about it too is then it will always be saved in the app. So if you ever need to go in and make changes to it, you can make those changes and then resave it, and you'd have your updated handbook. Okay, so let's get back to the portal here. Let me move this over here. Okay, so that's the company handbook. Next, I would like to go ahead and jump into some of these HR apps. So I'm going to click here on HR apps, and there's a lot of apps here that you can use. I'm going to briefly describe what each one does. I'm not going to jump into each app just because of time, but I do want to let you know what type of apps are available for you. So this first one is a custom job description builder. This allows you to create a job description. There's a custom one here, and then down here, there's a sample job description builder. So the sample one is obviously, like it says, it's going to provide you with more of a sample, whereas the custom, you can really dive in and create it just as you would like. So you just walk through this wizard and you're able to create that job description that you can use, that you could copy and paste to any hiring websites that you might use. Or if maybe an employee never had a job description written for their position, it's a great time to go in here and create that. I do have a sample of what a job description does look like here. Let me pull that over. And you can see here, it would explain about the organization, the salary, hours worked. And then you go through here, and this is what the wizard helps you create. You put in work activities, detailed work activities, qualifications, skills that they need, knowledge that's preferred, tools that they need to know how to use, technology. So it's really great. By using this simple app, you can create this really nice job description builder. Okay, so let me go ahead here. The next app is this employee cost calculator. This helps you add up all the hidden costs of hiring a new employee. So a lot of times we think of salary, we think of benefits, but we might not think of, oh, well, this new hire might need a laptop, or we might have to pay for them to move from another state to work here. So this is going to help you add up all those hidden costs when hiring a new employee. The next one is this enrollment booklet builder. So this helps you create a professional enrollment booklet. At Liberty, if you're a client of ours during open enrollment, we usually provide you with either a memo or a booklet that you give to your employees that describes all your benefits. But you can always come in here and build something in more detail if you would like. And it's just, once again, like a wizard, you walk through and you can create that booklet that's going to contain information about all your company benefits. This next app here is an HR self-assessment tool. So this helps you evaluate your company's HR practices. So it's really like kind of walking through and checking off a scorecard, and it will help tell you areas that you do well and areas that you might want to improve on as an HR department. We have here an in-person interview question builder and also a phone question interview builder. They kind of work the same. When you jump into the app, once again, it's going to walk you through like a wizard, and you're able to pick and choose interview questions that you would like during the interview process. And then it also provides you with a really nice handout that you can use during the interview process. So I actually have a sample of what that looks like as well. I'm going to pull that over. So what you can do is you can use this during the interview process. It's going to help remind you how to prepare for the interview. You can jot down notes from the employee's resume on here. It's going to remind you about the interview, to explain the interview process to the candidate. And then here's all the questions that I picked when I walked through the app. I can go ahead and jot down remarks from their answer. And I can also go ahead and grade them on a scale of 1 through 10. And all my questions that I chose are going to be right here listed with a block for each one. Then when I get to the end of the interview, it's going to provide me with some follow-up questions I can ask the candidate. Also, it reminds me to explain the job and the organization, how to wrap up the interview. And then I can go through and I could break down my score that I gave them for each question, and then be able to tell if they would be a great fit or unacceptable for the position. So just a really nice sheet that you can take with you during that interview process. The next app here is this performance review builder, and this helps you create a performance review for an employee. So basically you're going in, walking through the app, and you're going ahead and you're rating the employee on certain categories that you choose. At the end, it's going to give you a really nice handout that you can provide to the employee and have one as yourself, and both walk through that performance review. So I do have an example of that as well. I'm going to bring that over. And as you can see here, this is the check marks that you gave the employee, and here are your comments. In this app, when you actually walk through this app, it types out the comments for you, and you have the ability to go in and make adjustments to the comments. But that way it's really helps you out, because it's not information that you really need to think of, well, how do I say that? How do I write that? So it actually gives you the comments. So you go through that app, and then at the very end too, it provides an area where you and that employee can both sign off on that performance review. So just an easy way of trying to help you out and create that performance review that you can also give that employee. Oops, pulled up something here that I didn't want to show just yet. Let's get back to the site here. Okay, so the next one is the salary benchmarking tool, and I'm actually going to walk into this tool. So I'm going to go ahead and hit launch. And what this does is it helps provide salary benchmarks for positions within certain regions. So you can see here, all the information is pulled from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. So what you're going to go here is you're going to hit start report. And you're going to give it a report name. I'm just going to call it HR Assistant 2024. And then you're going to choose your occupation. So you can see there's a drop down here, or I can just start typing. I'm going to type in here human resources, and you can see information's coming up. So I'm looking to see what the salary range is for an HR assistant. So I'm going to click that. The location, so I'm going to choose Pennsylvania. And I'm then going to break it down to region. So you can see they have a lot of regions here. I'm going to go ahead and find Pittsburgh. And then I want information in my report to include all of this. So then I'm going to hit continue. And then what it's first going to show me is how to read this data. So when they show the salaries, they show them in the 25th percentile, 50th, 75th, and 90th percentile. So the 25th percentile would be 25% of workers earn less, and 75% earn more than what the salary is in this 25th percentile. 50th percentile would be the median range, and then 75, and then the 90% percentile is 90% of workers earn less, and 10% of people would earn more than the salary listed in this 90th percentile. So when I scroll down, here's going to be the salary information. So if I hover over any of the bars, it's going to tell me. So for Pittsburgh, the 90th percentile, an employee would make $58,000. But if I go down to the 25th percentile, you're looking at $38,000. So it's going to show you for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the United States. And then it will also break it up by hourly wage as well. If you didn't want salary, you can look at hourly. And then at the bottom, it's also going to give you a chart. So now everything's here in one place. If you don't want to hover over those graph bars, everything's right here in the chart. It's going to give you salary trend over the past couple years. And then it's also going to give you median by state. So just a quick way to kind of look and see what other states provide. So that's a really great app to use as well when you are going to be hiring an employee, you want to know what the going salary is. We already kind of touched upon the sample job descriptions. And then the last one is a total compensation statement builder. So this allows you to create a total compensation statement for an employee. And it's an app, you walk through it. It does take some work on your end. There is an Excel document that you download, and you put all the employee information in there, salaries, benefits, taxes, everything goes into this Excel document. And then once you're done with that document, you upload it, and then you are provided with a total comp statement for each employee. And just to give you an idea of what that finished statement looks like, it's right here. And you can see you get your nice cover page. You can put your company logo on here. It will provide you with a letter, it can be from the president of the company, the HR department, and then the total comp statement for the employee. And then at the end, it also provides some graphs as well. So really nice statements, a little work on your end in the HR department, but once they're finished, they are some really great, nice statements. Okay, so next I want to jump into these compliance apps. So there is an ACA reporting app, and for those of you that have to keep track of ACA, you can go in and launch this app. It will provide you with a workbook that you would keep up to date throughout the year. And then once that year is done, you would go ahead and you would upload the workbook, and it would provide you with your 1094 and 1095 forms. So this is a way to go and keep track of ACA reporting if you needed some assistance with that. There's a benefit document builder. So this app will allow you to build that benefit document. So if you want to provide your employees with a document that lists the benefits that are offered by the company, you can build that here. The Compliance Poster Builder and Federal Poster Advisor kind of go hand in hand. If you walk through this Federal Poster Advisor, it's going to help you determine what posters you need to hang up in that common area for employees to see. So you would launch that, you answer a bunch of questions, and it will tell you these are the posters that you need to place in a common area visible. And then you can come here to this Compliance Poster Builder and actually be able to pull those posters and print them. Now, they're going to be printed on the size of paper that you have available in a printer. You can also save them and take them somewhere else to be printed if you wanted to. This FMLA Advisor, this takes you to the Department of Labor's website and provides you with their FMLA Advisor app there. So you could always go ahead and launch that and get access to the DOL's advisor. This multi-state law comparison tool, we are going to jump into this because this is a tool that I think is really great, and a lot of our clients tend to use this tool. So what this is going to do is it's going to provide state laws. So if you have locations or you have businesses in multiple states, I could choose, for example, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia, and I'm looking to compare some laws. So to see how the laws are different in each state, I want to include federal law, and I'm going to hit the next button. And these are the laws that I can choose from. So I want to look at the difference between employee leave and workers' comp. So I'm going to hit next. I like to have my states across the top, and then you hit create chart. So what it's going to do is it's going to provide me with a chart. So here's the federal law, here's Ohio's law, and here's Pennsylvania's law. And this is all for employee leave. So it's going to go this way for employee leave. Anywhere that you see a blue link are going to direct you to the actual laws or different pieces of information that you might want to take a look at. And then if I scroll down, I will finally get to, now here's the workers' comp. So just really nice way to compare information state by state if you're looking for the laws. Okay, so we're going to get out of that. And we are going to go back to our compliance tools. And then the last one is a web accessibility tool. So this helps you evaluate how accessible your web content is for those with disabilities. So you would just hit launch, you'd walk through it kind of like a scorecard, and you'd be able to go ahead and make sure that your site is accessible for those that might have a hearing disability or so on. Let's go ahead and take a look at these notices. So these notices are also like apps as well. There's a COBRA notice generator. So if you had to generate some COBRA notices, you can use this app. You hit launch and you can just follow the steps and walk right through it. There's a compliance notice builder app. For those of you that are currently clients of Liberty, we provide you with compliance notices that you need to give employees when it comes time for open enrollment. So we provide you with all those pieces already as a client. But if you needed different compliance notices or you wanted to see what was out there and available, you can come in here and click launch on this app. And then there's also a health plan compliance calendar. So this compliance calendar app, you first walk through and answer a bunch of questions. And then what it will do is it will provide you with a calendar that's going to highlight areas that when it comes time for reporting that you need to remember. So it's a calendar, it will have dates on it, and it will say, oh, 5,500s are due on this date, or you need to turn in your ACA reporting on this date. So it's just a calendar that's going to help you remind you of all those important compliance dates. So the next thing I want to jump into is you have available to you also an OSHA log. So this will help you keep track of OSHA reportables online. And you have to first go in and set up your company, and it's very easy to set up. If you would like some help with that, like I said, reach out to your account manager or myself, and we can help you get set up on this OSHA log. Anytime you would have an incident, you would come in here and click record an incident. And basically, it's just walking through all these steps. You would just fill out all the incident details, and then it would go ahead and it would save all of your incidents here for you. There's an Ask Incident Advisor. So you can click on this and you can actually walk through a bunch of different questions, and it's going to help you determine if your incident needs to be recorded or not. So if you're not sure, do I need to record this? You can walk through this and it will help determine and let you know what to do. When it comes time to print your OSHA forms, you would come here and hit print form. And what it's going to do is it's going to take all of this information, all the incidents that you have put in, and it's going to populate those 300, 300A, and 301 forms for you. So just hit print form, it gathers all the data, puts it in the form, and you can print it. This allows you to generate a CVS file. So if you are going to upload a CVS file on OSHA's website for your reporting, you could just hit generate e-report, and it's going to generate that report for you, that file for you. So when you go into OSHA's website, you can upload that. And then this incident analysis. So when you click on here, it's going to provide you with a really nice analysis report of your OSHA recordables. So if I believe I did pull right here, or nope, it's not that one. Right here, it's this one. So what it's going to do is it's going to take, and I can filter the report by years that I want to look at, by, if you have different locations, things like that. So I pulled, based information that I wanted to look at, and it's going to show me, I just did 2 years worth of data. My OSHA recordable incidents, so I only had 2. It's going to show me my incidents by department. So all my injuries happened in the packaging department. The incidents by injuries. So I had 3 sprains and I had 1 fall over that year, the year time frame. Incidents by body part. Those incidents were wrist, and then we had 2 wrist injuries and 2 ankle and foot injuries. It's going to show me my days away from work cases and my days away transfer cases. So it's just really nice if you want to pull data for like the past 5 years. If you use this tracking site and you want to pull your data, it will pull all the years that you want to show. So just a really nice way to help you determine, okay, we have a lot of ankle, foot, and wrist injuries. So maybe we want to, do some additional training on those type of injuries. Okay, so let's get back to the portal. So that was the OSHA log. And then I believe that we have pretty much gone through the whole site. So we touched upon all this different apps and categories over here that you can use the site for. And what I'd like to do now is open it up for any questions. Kevin, I don't know if you've been able to take a look to see if anybody's been asking some questions here.
With you being the presenter today, Kathy, if you look in your Q&A section, those would be where some of those questions might be. I'll give you a second there to catch your breath. You did a great job presenting everything, so thank you.
Sure.
When you think about the website, and you've been helping clients now with it for a period of time, what section of the site do you find clients getting the most value from?
I would definitely say the HR apps. When we come in here, when I speak with a lot of our client groups, a lot of them really like using these HR apps, especially the Performance Review Builder. And I also have a lot of groups that do use the Total Compensation Statement Builder. They say that they've always wanted to develop total compensation statements for their employees, but it's very time consuming. And it's just really nice that this comes with that letter. It comes with the actual statement. And then it also provides them with those graphs. And they just say that, they really like this total comp statement. So I would say the HR apps, and then also, of course, the learning management system. We have a lot of clients that are using the learning management system to provide those training videos to their employees. Yeah. And they love the fact too that you can upload custom videos.
Yeah, that's great. As you know, Kathy, unfortunately, we had a situation that hit a little too close to home where we wanted to do some active shooter training and was able to use the learning management system to do that. And it worked out very well. So absolutely encourage you to review the learning management system. You know, if I really like the demo, I think you mentioned it, Kathy. If they want to schedule a one-on-one with you, how do they go about doing
Yes.
that?
Okay, let me pull that PowerPoint back up here. Whoops, went too fast. You can go ahead and contact your account manager, or you can contact myself. And here's my email address. So it's Kathy Pastorius at libertyins.com. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to, dive into any of the tools that you want to look at and help you set anything up, have it be the LMS or the OSHA log.
Yeah, I think maybe what we can do, Kathy, is I believe there is actually a library or a document that contains a listing of all the various videos and trainings
Yes.
available on the learning management system. Maybe we can send that out to everybody along with your contact information.
Definitely. Yep, we have an attendee list, so I will go ahead and send that out here sometime later today.
Oh yeah, and we were talking about it before too, Kathy, with the OSHA log and the HR hotline being ways for our clients to maybe review their spend. If you are separately purchasing an OSHA 300 tracking software program, we highly encourage you to contact Kathy about utilizing this free complimentary provided software tool. We find that it's very effective and very comparable to anything that's on the market. Some people may be spending $1,500, $2,500 a year on a software tool. And if that's the case, we definitely highly encourage you to contact us about utilizing this included OSHA 300 tracking log. And then I know on the HR hotline side as well, our clients that have used it have found the most value as it being the in-between from calling your HR attorney and starting the clock and that 300 or 250, whatever it is, dollars an hour, and talking to the professional about an issue that you're having. So we do find that to be a great resource. We've had nothing but positive feedback from our clients that have chosen to engage with us. Certainly, we have Gina here as a great resource for you as well. So feel free to contact Gina. And she's also done a great job of directing clients to say, hey, this is a little outside my comfort zone. Let's engage the HR hotline. And again, that is 100% included as part of being a Liberty Insurance Agency customer. Looks like there is one thing from the chat. Is the site launched and available for use now? Yes, it is. It is available for use. You can go ahead and sign up or contact Kathy and she'll help you sign up with it.
Correct, Kevin. Yeah, if you do not have a login to the Liberty Solution Center, please reach out to me and I will make sure that you have that login. And I'm going to check the attendee list as well too and make sure that everybody who attended does have their login. And then also I did get 2 quick questions. One, will we get a link of this recording? Yes. I did record it, so I will send that out to everybody as well. And then we did get a question about the LMS. If you upload a training video to the LMS, does that make the video available to all users or just our employees? So every company basically gets their own. So you as an HR admin, or if you're within the safety department, you get your own login to the Liberty Solutions Center. So that portal is basically like your own portal. So within that portal, you have the learning management system. So you will, those that have access to the Liberty Solutions Center are also those that are looked at as the admins of the learning management system. So they can assign videos out to employees. So employees will have access to the LMS, but they see it in a different version. And you would be assigning those employees to the LMS, and then they receive an email and they create their own username and password. So those are people in your company that have access to the Liberty Solution Center are almost acting like the admin of that LMS. And then your employees would get usernames and passwords, and they would just basically log in, see that they have a training to complete, and click on that.
Yeah,
So
I know the type
that answered your question.
Yeah, I believe the type of foil that we need is called a SCORM file, SCORM, and converting those can be a little bit challenging. So I wish it was as seamless as snapping your fingers to upload the videos, but it absolutely can be done. And the type of file is a SCORM file, SCORM.
Yeah, and if you don't have the ability to change like an MP3 file to a SCORM file, please reach out to us. And I have some free tools that I found that we can go ahead and make that file change. All right, that's it for the questions that I see. So really like to thank you for joining us today and hope you're able to learn a lot from us and being able to take a view of the site. And like we said, reach out to us with any questions or concerns.
We do have one more question, Kathy.
Okay.
Corey, he's asking, what is the cost of using this site?
There is no cost, completely free to you. Yep, as long as you are a Liberty client, there is no cost. Okay, anything else? All right, great. Well, thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.